The first couple months after a divorce can be really awkward, weird even. It's full of changes. I mean, in your life, in your family, sometimes your church, definitely your job, your house situation, everything is full of changes. And your brain's sitting here working on things in the past, you're dealing with the present, and you're forecasting the future. A lot of us make some big mistakes during this time, but I've identified some landmines that you're going to want to avoid, and even some milestones. So this first couple 90 days, 6 months after a divorce, listen into this excerpt from the UnYoked Podcast. Your new life does not begin immediately. You are so far away from the new you, from stability. You have just made a giant decision that's going to have some bumps ahead. Let's get you started off on the right foot and not stepping on some avoidable landmines. Many of you, just like most of us, are going to do some stupid things in this first 90 days. You are going to want to swing the pendulum to celebrate your newfound freedom. You're going to look for happy places. You're going to seek relief. You're going to make quick changes. You may want to fill the empty holes in your life. If your ex was a couch potato, you may want to get out more. If you felt neglected, you may love the energy and the attention you get from being single or from dating. You have endured a lot. You just want to smile. For some of you, smile for the first time in a long while. And the dating apps just feel like a tempting, safe place just to look for new singles. It's a place to window shop and see what's out there. Listen, I was a single dad who lived in the country with a dad bod, and I had limited time to date. I wasn't sure if anybody would ever be interested in me. And let me just tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. There are plenty of people looking for quality people to date and to marry. So let me just tell you, you will have your day in the sun. It's not today. And on a side note, those of us who are in the dating world won't talk to anybody who's been divorced for less than a year. We all know you are not ready, and we try to avoid you like the plague. The only ones who date you are the ones looking for fresh meat and fresh faces. Mark my words. It is not a safe place to window shop. It is a giant time waster and a bad place to be, especially during these first few months. The feelings of you being valued will still be there later. Don't feel them in the wrong ways right now. Trust me on this one, okay? The worst advice I've ever heard, I can't even believe I'm saying it, is the best way to get over a man is to get under another one. Goodness, no. You are in a hard place right now. You're lonely. Your habits, your customs, your rhythm, your schedule are broken. You're looking to find a solid step, a foothold to feel comfortable again. A relationship isn't the time or the place. Casual anything isn't a healthy option right now. Focus on you and focus on your immediate family if that's applicable. Okay? Now let's talk about some gender differences with our listeners between the male and the female. During normal life, and especially during this season of post-divorce, guys, I'm talking to you here, women just tribe better than men. They just do. Men, this is a hard road for you. Maybe even harder than for most women. Women have girls' night out. They talk on the phone. They chat over wine. Girls' night out versus going it alone, the women win every single time. Apartment living is tough. Lonely and self-conversations equal poor decisions. Here in the States, we push the lone wolf mentality and pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. Most men just don't pick up the phone and ask for help with their feelings and their thoughts and to admit loneliness and defeat. Even if a man would, his friends don't even necessarily have the right words or the skills to assist. I've seen women ask for girls' nights out because they knew it was the anniversary of their friend's trip to Hawaii last year and they didn't want them to feel alone on that night. I'm a guy. I'm lucky to get a "have a good day, jackass" text from one of my buddies on my birthday. We just don't tribe well. We don't have the friend group structure that women do, and we're not very attentive. And it makes it really hard during this time. Women just do a way better job with their feelings and with their communication than men. And many of our married friends, they're on a leash. They can't hang, and they can't hang outside of structure. They can't travel. They can't wing it. They can't explore. They can't have one more drink. They just can't be as spontaneous as the single male. Now, listen, I love my married buddies, but 90% of them can't even relate to my issues, temptations, opportunities, and challenges. And frankly, I don't even try to burden with them, just to burden them at all with even putting their mind where mine is. The church married life in America is generally sterile, and they can't see life any other way than how they're structured with their marriage and their church. Guys, this is where the differences between church buddies and your single college buddies come into play. Your college buddies may want you out on a Saturday night. They just want you out of the house, get out of your apartment and come meet them. Your church friends want you into their church world that they've created that are pretty much built for dads and married folks. Now, both are going to have value to you to get in your single legs. Like I found balance was really nice. Activities, keeping active, wonderful. But rest is also acceptable too. You've been through a lot. Saying no to plenty and don't become, a recluse to this. Say no to your church. I said no to plenty. I wasn't in the mood to go to a men's deal where they're going to talk to us how to be better husbands. It wasn't for me. And I said no to it. That's okay. But get out. Go for a long walk. Go to a wine tasting, a movie. Go to a live music event, or maybe a new restaurant, maybe the right speed for you. But bars, single parties, dating, certain lake life may need to wait or be super, super sparse right now. Now, I try to live a balanced life of concerts, things of God, lake life, meditation, yoga, parties, and Bible study. In the middle of my early on divorce, I bought a boat. It was the best thing for me. I spent countless hours in the coves of Lake Texoma, anchored and reading a book, taking a nap, swimming alone, watching sunsets, pretend fishing, hoping I didn't catch a thing. It just got me out of the house. It gave me a new hobby, a place to put my mind. I spent my extra time researching, studying, preparing for my new boat ownership and lake life, that was near me. To this day, I'm still involved in the lake world. I'm a member of a boat club that gives me access to 160 lakes around the country that I can go visit and borrow a boat from each lake. It's been wonderful for me. Maybe that'd be good for you too. If you like this content, then subscribe for even more resources, fun, laughter, and sound advice for Christians adventuring in unyoked living. Not just divorce recovery, but for brave men and women who are growing and going and living a life on mission. Blessings.